Krishna 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 Hare Rama.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today is Saturday, 22nd of February. It is Falguna Masa or Govinda Masa, Krishna Paksham, and today is also Navami Tithi. But there are no Vaishnava events. We are coming nearer to Ekadasi. Ekadasi is on Monday. Okay, so for now we shall quickly move into our daily Srimad Bhagavatam. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, so Suta Goswami started speaking to the Saunaka sages. So whenever Suta Goswami describing the narrations between Parikshit and Sukadeva Goswami. So Savanaka said he wanted to know about the Vidura. So asking for the Vidura, and then Sukadeva Goswami started speaking about the conversations between Vidura and Maitreya. So Rajna Parikshita Prushto Yed Avoched Mahamunihi Tadbho Abhidasya Srunata Rajna Prashna Anusarataha. So whatever Sukadeva Goswami described the conversations between Vidura and Maitreya unto Parikshit Maharaj, I am going to describe the same conversations unto you. Likewise, Suta Goswami said, Rajna Parikshita Prushto Yed Avoched Mahamunihi Tadbho Abhidasya Srunita Rajna Prashna Anusarataha. So by saying that one, so the second 10th chapter of second canto is completed and second canto is also completed. So just if you see the summary of the 10th second canto in a few bullet points, the first chapter it is Sukadeva Goswami started responding to the Parikshit questions. So Parikshit has asked what is the ultimate thing one has to do before he leaves his body, and what is the general principle for people in general to be followed when they are living in the human body. So likewise, two questions and also further questions he has asked many. That is how he started. And Sukadeva Goswami started speaking from the beginning of the second canto. That is the first step in the God realization. That is the chapter 1. And then second step, a yogi, the first step in the God realization where he describes about the Virat Rupa, one has to meditate on that form and gradually go back to Godhead. And then second chapter, it is the Lord in the heart. And it is the further level for the advanced yogi who meditate the super soul in his heart, the four-handed form of the Lord in the Pradesha Matram Purusham Vasantam, 8 inches of the super soul in his heart, or the partial expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So there he explained, and he also mentions that always one has to take worship of Krishna and hear Srimad Bhagavatam. That is second chapter, and third chapter is the pure devotional service, the change in the heart. So Sukadeva Goswami he offers in this pure devotional service, that is where Saunaka sages they also reject all the activities of the materialistic things. One does not understand Krishna, he is just like an animal. That is the third chapter, that is pure devotional service. And then fourth chapter, the process of creation, where Sukadeva Goswami again he offers his prayers and started speaking about the further what is the cause of all causes for the next chapter onwards. And then he offers his prayers to before he speaking Srimad Bhagavatam, what he has received from the Vyasadeva. And then chapter 5 is the cause of all causes and describing establishing that supreme personality of Godhead. He is the only reason, cause of all causes. He describes there. And then once upon a time, like Narada Muni went to the Brahma and asked so many questions. And then Brahma also says, speaking about the Lord. And then later on in the chapter 6, Purusha Sukta confirmed. That is where mm, this is a Purusha Sukta. So this is Purusha Sukta coming from the Rigvedam. This is the prominent and the topmost, the stotra. It is existing in the Rigvedam. सहस्रशीर्षा पुरुषः सहस्राक्षः सहस्रपात् स भूमिं विश्रुतौ रुच्य अत्यतिष्ठ दशाङ्गुलम्. So starting from there, the Purusha Sukta is there, but however here Sukadeva Goswami describes the Purusha Sukta in a detailed way. That is also Virata Rupa form and how the planetary systems existed within the Virata Rupa. Likewise, he describes. And then chapter 7 is the scheduled incarnations with specific functions. And during that one, during whenever Sukadeva Goswami is describing the conversations between Brahma and Narada Muni. So Narada Muni asks, so, what is behind this universe? Oh, my dear father, you are always situated in the meditation. Please describe everything to me. Then Brahma says that I'm always worshipping that Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the cause of all causes. And stating from there, and then he comes into this world with different incarnations. Likewise, he speaks around 25 incarnations. 25, 23 to 26, totally around 26 incarnations if we just combine what also Goswami says, what Brahma says, and many other from the Puranas. If we just see around 26 incarnations, we would see them all combined, the unique ones. That is the scheduled incarnations with specific functions. And then after that, Parikshit, understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his potencies, he asked so many questions. Can you please explain how he has created the universe and how he maintains? Likewise, he asks, whoever is always hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, the Lord will come and sit in their heart. But so I wanted to know all the activities of the Lord. So likewise, he put so many questions. Eighth chapter of second canto is complete questions. And in the ninth chapter, Sukadeva Goswami started answering to the questions, citing the Lord's version. So that is where the Chatushloki Bhagavata comes, and starting from Brahma. So once he appeared from the womb of in the navel of Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, and then after his meditation, so he sees the Vaikuntha about and the Lord and his all the Vaikuntha planet, and then he started praying to the Lord as well. But the description of Vaikuntha is there, and then after that the Lord speaks to Brahma, and then with so much of Priyam Pritamana courage pushing by giving handshake to Brahma, and then he also says the Chatushloki Bhagavata, O Brahma, always remember that only myself exists in the beginning of the creation, and that during the creation, after the annihilation of the creation, I am the source of everything. Just always remember so that you will not be bewildered at any point of time. So that he says that one in the ninth chapter, and in the 10th chapter, Bhagavatam is the answer to all questions. So Sukadeva Goswami further to describe all the topics, Atra Sargo Visargasha Sthanam Poshanam Utayah Manvantari Shanakato Nirodha Mukti Rashriyah. The 10 topics of Bhagavatam, Puranam Dasalakshanam, the 10 subject matters. So he started speaking, and where we have seen the Sukadeva Goswami is describing this is the Srimad Bhagavatam, and which is the answer for all kinds of questions, and who is behind everything. So, and how he appears, keeping the Brahman Shiva, and in his control, he takes into different incarnations. Likewise, he is the source of everything. One has to always remember. And then he started speaking about the Padma Kalpa, but Saunakadi sages wanted to know the conversations between Vidura and Maitreya. So that one, with that one, 10th canto, 10th chapter of second canto is completed. Okay, that is just a brief bullet points about that Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, so we shall now start the Srimad Bhagavatam third canto tomorrow. But there is too much to describe entire canto, but this is a high level overview each chapter. Okay, so that is from Srimad Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. So we shall move to the Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. Okay, so today letter to um, Janman, Janmanjaya Thara Devi, July 9th, 1970, Los Angeles. Okay, can I request Sharanya Mataji to read this letter, please, if available?
Hare Krishna. My dear Janamanjaya and Tara Devi, please accept my blessings. I beg to thank you for your encouraging letter dated Nil. You opening a new center of ISKCON in Atlanta, Georgia has given me great transcendental pleasure because it is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's desire that in every city and town and village of the earth there shall be the chanting of the holy names of Krishna. It is very good news that you have so quickly found a suitable house for our purpose that is very well situated. Now that you have earned the respect of the city authorities, you must push this Sankirtana movement very vigorously and to the best of your capacity, and Krishna will give you more and more intelligence how to do it nicely. Yes, everyone will be impressed with the sincerity of our students because they are actually advancing in spiritual life. Our program is not a bogus thing. It is the eternal reality of transcendental life of full bliss and knowledge in the service of the Lord. So it is not very wonderful that your sincerity is noted by the authorities. Any sane man will have to admit that our program is sublime. So as you are so as you are given full facilities for the execution of Sankirtana activities, you must do it wholeheartedly and especially try to encourage the hippies to accept this Krishna consciousness movement. They are our best clients. They are feeling very keenly in the frustration of material life, and it is our duty as good Vaishnavas to be very sympathetic with them and bring them to take up this Krishna consciousness. Then their lives will become perfect and our mission successful. I have read the article sent by you, cut from the newspaper, and it is very nice. They have presented some of our philosophy very nicely and favorably. I beg to thank you for the check which you have sent as contribution to my book fund. I think it was $50. Regarding your questions, Hindu means the culture of Indians. India happens to be situated on the other side of the Indus River, which is now in Pakistan, which is spelled Indus. In Sanskrit, it is called Sindhu. The Sindhu was misspelled by European as Indus, and from Indus, the word Indian has come. Similarly, the Arabians used to pronounce Hindus as Hindus. This Hindus in is this Hindus is spoken as Hindus. It is neither a Sanskrit nor it is found in the Vedic literature. But the culture of the Indians or the Hindus is Vedic and beginning with the four Varnas and four ashrams. So these four Varnas and four ashramas are meant for really civilized human race. Therefore, the conclusion is actually when a human being is civilized in the true sense of the terms, he follows the system of Varna and ashrama and then he can be called a Hindu. Our Krishna consciousness movement is preaching these four varnas and four ashramas, so naturally it has got some relationship with the Hindus. So Hindus can be understood from this cultural point of view, not religious point of view. Culture is never religion. Religion is a faith, and culture is educational or advancement of knowledge. Regarding your second question, how to convince the young persons who are thinking that Meher Baba is an avatara, it is very difficult to deal with these misguided people. If you meet sincere people, you may inform them that we are concerned with Krishna, who is historically 5,000 years old. So, any other party who comes from India or any part of the world cannot claim such long history as far back as 5,000 years. There are sometimes manufactured avatara in the history of the Vedic literature, but we don't accept them. We take the oldest one, which is genuine, that is Krishna consciousness. We are not interested in anything newly manufactured. If Meher Baba, or for the sake of that, any other Baba claims to be Krishna, so why any intelligent man will go to substitute, leaving aside the original? Hope this will meet you in good health. Your ever well wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Any takeaway points, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu, it's a long letter. So, in this letter, these devotees, Janamanjay and Tara Devi, was able to open a new center in Georgia, Atlanta. So, Prabhupada was very happy, and Prabhupada was saying like that is the someone the real purpose of this Krishna consciousness movement, because Prabhupada started this movement to make the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's prediction that my holy name will be chanted in every hook and corner of the world. So for that, this movement has started. So Prabhupada was happy when it was really happening, and these devotees were able to find a suitable house really quickly. And Prabhupada was requesting them to push the Sankirtana movement. That's how the people is knowing that there is something going on, and then they will inquire about what is this. Then they will get the literatures. Then slowly they will read and come to the Krishna consciousness. So that was the propaganda. So Prabhupada was saying that get permission and push on the Sankirtana movement. And then Prabhupada was saying about the hippies, because when we are in a comfortable position, or when we are in a living in a like a good situation, we won't normally we don't inquire about the purpose of lives. But hippies are not like that. They are already thinking about that. They are coming out of the normal, the so-called normal a civilized life. So they will have a questions in themselves. They are not satisfied internally. So for them, if we give this philosophy, they will understand, because they already experienced this material world, and they rejected it. So they will understand. So Prabhupada was mentioning they are our blessed best clients, because they started thinking something out of the box. So Prabhupada was mentioning that. And then Prabhupada was appreciating the paper cuttings. Some newspaper has reported what was Sankirtana movement, and what is our Krishna consciousness philosophy, and they were able to present something very nicely and favorably. And Prabhupada was happy, and Prabhupada was mentioning about the check they have contributed for the book fund, and Prabhupada was so happy for that also. And these devotees was asking two questions, and what is meant by Hindus and what is India. So Prabhupada was mentioning Hindus means it was like the Indus river. They were referring to as Indus river, and but actually that was Sindhu river. So the Muslim people, they were living, they were not able to produce Sindhu, so they were playing like Hindus, and it become India. And also Hindus means the people who lived near to the Sindhu river. So that the I mean Arabian people, they were referring that people, that community that are living close to the Sindhu's river, as Hindus, because they were not able to pronounce Sindhu. So that's what Hindus and Sindhus. So it is not the word India or the word Hindu, which is not mentioned in anywhere in the scriptures or Vedas. We were actually Sanatana Dharma, that is the proper thing. But later, very recently, in terms of comparing to the Vedic literature, very recently, because some foreigners called the word India and Hindu. So actually, it was Savarnasrama Dharma. And when Prabhupada was saying that we are following the culture from the Sanatana Dharma, we are training people to follow their own Dharma, their own subtle nature. So in that, we are taking that cultural point of view, and not as religion thing. So culture, and Prabhupada's culture is never religion. Religion means it's a faith, but culture is meant education and advancement of knowledge. That's what Prabhupada was mentioning. And then Prabhupada was mentioning about the Mahar Baba, and there are many people, and still also people are there are people who claim to be like God or incarnation of God, and many people who follows them also. So if people, the Prabhupada always says, if them want to be cheated, the people want to be cheated, we can help them. So these are the kind of people they want to be cheated, because internally they will know, because Paramatma there, they will give a slight intelligence internally that this is not right, but still they choose to follow them, because of some material things. Prabhupada was always say like, if some people make some gold out of nothing, people will consider them as a god. But what about the supreme consciousness, supreme person who make all the gold mines, all this entire universe. So, but people in this material world, we don't have that much intelligence. We don't have that much uh, thinking, so that we follow. And Prabhupada was giving a very proper explanation that none of other religion, none of other things have explain the God as these older, because Krishna is considered to be 5,000 years old according to the literature, even though Krishna is eternal. But and all other religion, all other faith comes after that. So what was first, that is what we are following. And so that is the authenticity of Krishna consciousness movement, historically 5,000 years old. Any other incarnation is not that much. And Prabhupada was giving another thing also. If people are believing that, and if people want to believe that, they can't be changed. So we can just approach and tell them the truth. If they are changing, it's good, and we can invest our energy there. If they are like stubborn, they don't want to believe, actually Prabhupada, they want to be cheated, then just ignore and go to the invest energy in something purposeful. So that was Prabhupada's instruction. And yes, Prabhu, that's all my takeaways. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very nicely explained. So it's a long letter and so many points Prabhupada has mentioned. Okay, so that is, one has to be very intelligent enough to keep himself in Krishna consciousness and spread the Krishna consciousness and drive away all kinds of conceptions of different Babas which stick onto the only Krishna. So that is, if Prabhupada says, if you show some person who is more powerful than Krishna, we will accept that person as a Krishna. I mean, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, like that. But at the moment, Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is what. So Prabhupada mentioned that one. Okay, so we are open for everything. Okay, that is from this letter, and Prabhupada also mentions that one. Okay, any other points, devotees, you wanted to add? And also just I need to go quickly with the family as well. I think they are going, my family is traveling different place. So just a bit of hurry as well. So just to, okay, any other comments on this letter? Thank you so much. That is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. Okay, so in that case, we shall directly move to the next is the recitations of Srimad Bhagavatam, the uh, second chapter. Sorry, second canto, 10th chapter. So, so I think yesterday we have seen devotees who have selected. So Usha Mataji selected the first 8 verses. And then next is the Meena Mataji. Hare Krishna, Usha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Okay, so when you're ready, Mataji, so kindly start with the recitation.
Yes, Prabhu. Prabhu, put it in Devanagari, please.
Oh, yes, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So Bhagavatam is the answer to all questions. Sri Sukha Uvacha Atra Sargo Visargascha Sthanam Poshanamutayah Manvantareshanu Katha Nirodho Muktirasrayah. Sri Sukdev Goswami said, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, there are 10 divisions of statements regarding the following: the creation of the universe, subcreation, planetary system, protection by the Lord, the creative impetus, the change of Manus, the science of God, returning home, back to Godhead, liberation, and the Shaman Bonum. Thus, दशमस्य विशुद्धर्यर्थ नवान्नमिह लक्षणं वर्णयन्ति महात्मानः श्रुतेनार्थनवाञ्छसा. To isolate the transcendence of the summum bonum, the symptoms of the rest are described sometimes by Vedic literature, Vedic inference, sometimes by direct explanation, and sometimes by summary explanation given by the great sages. भूतमतेन्द्रियाद्रियधियां जन्मसर्ग उदाहृतः ब्रह्मणो गुणवैषम्या दिविसर्गः पुरुषः स्मृतः. The elementary creation of 16 items of matter, namely the 5 elements of fire, water, land, and air and sky, sound from taste, smell, touch, and the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin, and mind. It knows as Sarga, where subsequent resultant interaction of the modes of material nature is called Visarga. स्थितिर्वैकुण्ठविजयः पोषणं तदनुग्रहः मन्वन्तराणि सद्धर्मा उत यः कर्मवासनः. The right situation for the living entities is to obey the laws of the Lord and thus be in perfect peace of mind under the protection of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The manus and the laws are meant to give right direction in life. The impetus for activity is the desire for routine work. अवतारानुचरितं हरेश्चायुर्निवर्तिनां पुंसामि स कथा प्रोक्ता नानाख्यानोपबृहिताः. The science of God describes the incarnation of the personality of Godhead and his different activities together with the activities of his great devotees. निरोधोषानुशयनम् आत्मनः सहस्राब्दिभिः मुक्तिर्हित्वा अन्यथारूपं स्वारूपेण व्यवस्थितिः. The emerging of the living entity along with the conditional living tendency with the mystic laying down of the Mahavishnu is called the winding up of the cosmic manifestation. Liberation is the permanent situation of the form of the living entity after he gives up the changeable, gross, and subtle material bodies. आभासश्च निरोधश्च यतोऽस्त्यते वसीयते स आश्रयः परं ब्रह्म परमात्मेति शब्दते. The Supreme One who is celebrated as the Supreme Being of the Supreme Soul is the Supreme Source of the cosmic manifestation, as well as its reservoir and winding up. Thus, he is the Supreme Fountainhead, the Absolute Truth. योऽध्यात्मादिकोऽयं पुरुषः सोऽसाववादिदैविकः यस्तत्रोऽप्यविच्छेदः पुरुषो हि भौतिकः. The individual person possessing different instruments of senses is called the Adhyatmic person, and the individual controlling deity of the senses is called Adhidevik. The embodiment scene of the eyeballs is called the Adhibhautik person. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Nicely recited. And also, would you please also take the another slot, Mataji, slot number 4, and then likewise devotees will continue.
Okay,
So,
Prabhu, okay.
yeah, and then slot 5, Meena Mataji, slot 6 again, Jahnakanya Mataji. Okay, so we shall move to the Meena Mataji next, please. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Ekam एकमेकतराभावे यदा नोपलभामः त्रितयं तत्र यो वेद आत्मा स्वसा स आश्रय. All three of the above mentioned states of different living entity are interdependent, interdependent in the absence of one another is not understood, but the Supreme Being who sees every one of them as the shelter of the shelter is independent of all, and therefore he is supreme shelter. पुरुषो पुरुषो दण्डविनिवृत्य यदा स विनिग्रतः आत्मानो यनम् अविश्यन् तन्नो साक्षी चुषि शुचि. After separating the different universes, the gigantic universal form of the Lord Mahavishnu, which came out of the causal oceans, the place of appearance for the first Purus avatar, entered into each of the separate universes, desiring to lie on the created transcendental water, Garbhodakshai. Thus, तास्ववासितं स्वसुष्टासु सहस्रपरिवर्षरान् तेन नारायणो नाम यदापपुरुषोद्भवा. The Supreme Personal is not impersonal and therefore is distinctively a Nara or person. Therefore, the transcendental water created from the Supreme Nara is known as Nara. Nara is known as Nara, and because he lies down on that water, he is known as Narayana. द्रव्य कर्म च कालश्च स्वभावो जीव एव च यदनुग्रहत सन्ति न सन्ति यदुपेक्षया. One should definitely know that all material ingredients, activity, times and modes and living entities who are meant to enjoy them all exist by his mercy only, and as soon as he does not care for them, everything becomes non-existence. एको नाना त्वमं विच्छिन्न योगत प्लात संस्थित वीर्य हिरण्यमयं देवो मायया व्यसूचता त्रिधा. The Lord, while lying on his bed of mystic slumber, generated the seminar symbol golden in hue through external energy out of his desire to manifest varieties of living entities from himself alone. अधिदेव अधिदेव अथा sorry अधिदेव अथाध्यात्म आत्मधिभूतमिति प्रभु अथेकं पौरुषं वीर्य त्रिधाभित्यतुषणु. Just hear from me how the potency of his lordship divided one into three, called the controlling entities, the controller entities, and the material bodies in the manner mentioned above. अन्तःशरीर आकाशात् पुरुषस्य विचेष्टित ओजसहो बलं जग्नि ततः प्राणो महानसु. From the sky situated within the transcendental body of the manifested Mahavishnu says energy mental force and bodily strength are all generated, as well as the sum total of the fountainhead of the total living force. अनुप्राणन्ति अप्राणा प्राणन्तं सर्वजन्तुषु अपानन्ति नरदेव इवानुगा. As the followers of a king follow their lord, similarly, when the total energy is in motion, all other living entities move, and when the total energy stops endeavoring, all other living entities stop sensual activity. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very beautiful. Thank you. Okay, so we shall move to next. Jafna Kanya Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna. Pranena ksipata shrutrid antara jayate vibhu pipasato jaksatascha pranmukham nirabhidiyata. Can you move it up, please, Prabhu? The living force, being agitated by the Virat Purusha, generated hunger and thirst, and when he desired to drink and eat, the mouth opens. Mukhastastalu nirbhimnam jivva tatropajayate tato manaraso jagne jivaya yodigamyate. From the mouth the palate became manifested, and thereupon the tongue was also generated. After this, all the different tastes came into existence, so that the tongue can relish them. Vivakshor mukato bhumno vahnirva vyaritam tayoho jale chaitasya shuchiram narodha samajayata. When the Supreme desired to speak, speeches were vibrated from the mouth. Then the controlling deity fire was generated from the mouth. But when he was laying in the water, all these functions remained suspended. Nasake nirabhidiyatam dodhuyate nabhasvati tatava yurgana vaho granu nasi jigrih sataha. Thereafter, when the Supreme Pursuer desired to smell odors, the nostrils and respiration were generated. The nasal instrument and odors came into existence, and the controlling deity of air carrying smell also became manifested. Yadatmani niralokam atmanam cha didrikshataha nirbhimni yakshini takshya jyotish chakshur gunagaraha. Thus, when everything existed in darkness, the Lord desired to see himself and all that was created. Then the eyes, the illuminating God's Son, the power of vision, and the object of sight all became manifested. Bodhyatmanasya rishbir atmanastaj griksha sataha karnauscha nitra vidhyatetam dasa shrotam Sotram guna grahaha, by development of the desire of the great sages to know the ears, the power of hearing, the controlling deities of hearing, and the objects of hearing became manifested. The great sages desired to hear about the self. Vastuno mirdukritinya laghu gurvrusma sitatam jigrig satastwan nirbhina tasyam roma mahiruhaha tatra chantur tatat kantur bahirvatas tvacha labdha guna virataha. When there was a desire to perceive the physical characteristics of matter, such as softness, hardness, warmth, cold, tightness, and heaviness, the background of sensation, the skin pores, the hairs on the body, and their controlling deities, the trees, were generated within and without. Within and outside the skin is a covering. Can you move? Can I move it myself? Covering of air through which sense perception, through sense perception became prominent. Okay, Astau. It's moved up.
I think you need to do zoom out, Mataji, a little bit. So I think you would see.
Zoom out a bit. Okay. 100. Okay. Hastaururuhatustasya nana karma chikrishaya tayostu balavan indra e adanam ubhayasrayam. Thereafter, when the Supreme Person desired to perform varieties of work, the two hands and their controlling strength, and Indra, the demigod in heaven, became manifested, as also the acts dependent on both the hands and the demigod.
Okay, thank you so much, Mataji. Okay, we shall move to Share Mataji next, and then you will be reciting later on from 41 onwards. Okay, then
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Gatim jigi satah padau rurhate abhikam yadvyam yagyah swayam havyam karma bihi kriyate nrubihi. Thereupon, because of his desiring to control movement, his legs became manifested, and from the legs the controlling deity named Vishnu was generated. By his personal supervision of this act, all varieties of human beings are busily engaged in the dutiful occupational sacrifice. निराभिद्यः शिष्णौ वै प्रजानन्दामृतार्थिनः उपस्थ आसीत् कामानां प्रियं तदुभयाश्रयम्. Thereupon, for sexual pleasure, begetting offspring, and tasting heavenly nectar, the Lord developed the genitals, and thus there is the genital organ and its controlling deity, the Prajapati. The object of sexual pleasure and the controlling deity are under the control of the genitals of the Lord. उति सृक्षोर्धोर्तमलं निरभिद्य वैगुदं ततः पायुस्ततो मित्र उत्सर्ग उपयाश्रयः. Thereafter, when he desired to evacuate the refuse of eatables, the evacuating holes, anus, and the sensory organ thereof developed along with the controlling deity Mitra. The sensory organ and the evacuating substance are both under the shelter of the controlling deity. आशीसृप्सोः पुरः पूर्या नापि द्वारमपानतः तत्रापानस्ततो मृत्युः पृथक्त्वमुपायाश्रयम्. Thereafter, when he desired to move from one body to another, the navel and the air of departure and death were combinedly created. The navel is the shelter for both, namely death and the separating force. आदित्सौरन्पानन आसन कुक्ष्णन्त आनयः नद्यः समुद्राक्ष तयोस तुष्टिभिः पुष्टिस्तदाश्रये. When there was a desire to have food and drink, the abdomen and the intestines and also the arteries became manifested. The rivers and seas are the source of their sustenance and metabolism. And निधिच्योर आत्मायां हृदयं निरभिद्यत ततो मनश्चन्द्र इति संकल्पः काम एव च. When there was a desire to think about the activities of his own energy, then the heart, the seat of the mind, the moon, determination, and all desires become manifested. त्वक्चार्ममांसरुधिर मेदो मजिष्ठि द्वथितः भूम्या अपि तेजोमया सप्त प्राणव्योम्बौ वायुभिः. The seven elements of the body, namely the thin layer on the skin itself, the flesh, blood, fat, marrow, and bone, are all made of earth, water, and fire, whereas the life breath is produced by the sky, water, and air. गुणात्मकानीन्द्रियाणि भूताद्रिप्रभवा गुणः मनः सर्वविकारात्मा बुद्धिर्विज्ञानरूपिणी. The sense organs are attached to the modes of material nature, and the modes of material nature are produced of the false ego. The mind is subjected to all kind of material experience, happiness and distress, and the intelligence is the future of the mind's deliberation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So, Meena Mataji, please.
यतद्व भगवतो रूपं स्थूलं ते व्याहतं मया मह्यादिभिश्चावरेण अभिब्रहीरावृतम्. Thus, by all this, the eternal feature of the personality of Godhead is covered by gross forms such as those of planets which were explained to you by me. You know, see, अतः परसूक्ष्मं मम अव्यक्त निर्विशेषणम् अनादिमध्यनिधनं नित्यं वामनस्य परम्. Therefore, beyond these gross manifestations is transcendental manifestation, finer than the finest form. It has no beginning, no intermediate stage, and no end. Therefore, it is beyond the limit of expressions or mental speculations and is distinct from the material conception. अमुनि भगवद्रूपे मया ते ह्यनुवर्णिते उभे अपि न गृह्णन्ति मायासृष्टे विपश्चितः. Neither of the above form of the Lord, as just described unto you from the material angle of vision, is accepted by the pure devotee of the Lord who know him well. स वाचकतया भगवान् भ्रमरूपदृक् नामरूपक्रियादते सकर्म क्रिमकपरः. He is the personality of Godhead, manifested himself in a transcendental form, being the subjects of his transcendental name, quality, pastime, entourage, and transcendental variegatedness. Although he is unaffected by all such activity, he appears to be so engaged. प्रजापति मनुना देवानु श्रीसप्रीतु गणा पृथक् सिद्धचारण गन्धर्वान् विद्याद्या सुरगृहकान् किन्नरासरसो नागान् सर्पान् किंपरुसरान् मातृरक्ष पिशाचाश्च प्रेतभूतविनकन् कृष्माण्डो माधवेतालान् यातुधानान् ग्रहानपि खगामुग्रान् पशून् वृक्षान् गिरिनुसरीसृपान् द्विविद्या चतुर्विद्या एन्ये जलस्थलम्भोक्ष कुशला मृषा कर्मणा गतव्यस्तिस्मा. O King, know from me that all living entities are created by the Supreme Lord according to their past deeds. These including Brahma and his sons like Daksha, the periodical heads like Vishwa, Vaivadramanu, the demigod like Indra, Chandra and Varuna, the great sage like Bhrigu, Vyas and Vasishtha, the inhabitants of Pitruloka and Siddhaloka, the Charanas, Gandharvas, Vidyadhara, Asuras, Yakshas, Kinnaras, and angels, the serpentenses, the monkey-shaped Kimpurusas, the human beings, inhabitants of Mrityuloka, the demons, Pisach, ghost, spirits, lunatics and evil spirits, the good and evil stars, the goblins, the animal in the forest, the bird, the household animals, the reptiles, the mountain, the moving and steady living entity, the living entity born from embryos, from egg, from perspiration, perspirations and from seeds and all other, whether they be in the water, land or sky, in happiness, in distress or in mixed happiness and distress, all of them according to their past deed are created by the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Next, Jashna Kanya Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna. Sattvam rajastama iti tishrah surnirnarakaha tatra vyakaikasho rajan vidyate gatayastita yadaikaikataro niyabhyam swabhava upahanyate. According to the different modes of material nature, the mode of goodness, the mode of passion, and the mode of darkness, there are different living creatures who are known as demigods, human beings, and hellish living entities. O king, even a particular mode of nature being mixed with the other two is divided into three, and thus each kind of living creature is influenced by the other modes and acquires its habits also. I can't see the top. Oh, that's it. Saivadam Jagadhata Bhagavan Dharma Rupadrik Pushnati Stapayan Vishvam Tiryanara Saradibihi. He, the personality of Godhead, as the maintainer of all the universe, appears in different incarnations after establishing the creation, and thus he reclaims all kinds of conditioned souls amongst the humans and the non-humans and the demigods. Tatah kalagni rudratma yatsrishtam idam atmanaha sanyakchit Sanyakshati tat kale gananikam ivan nilaha. Thereafter, at the end of the millennium, the Lord himself in the form of Rudra, the destroyer, will annihilate the complete creation as the wind displaces the clouds. Itam bhavena kathito bhagavan bhagavatamaha netam bhavena hi param drashtum arhanti surayaha. The great transcendentalists thus describe the activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but the pure devotees deserve to see more glorious things in transcendence beyond these features. Nasya karmani janmano parasyanu vidhiyate kartritva patishedhartahaptam maya yaropitam hitat. There is no direct engineering by the Lord for the creation and destruction of the material world. What is described in the Vedas about his direct interference is simply to counteract the idea that material nature is the creator. I am tu brahmana kalpaha savi kalpa uda dharitaha vidhi sadharano yatra saga prakrita vaikritaha. The process of creation and annihilation described in summary herein is the regulative principle during the duration of Brahma's one day. It is also the regulative principle in the creation of Mahat, in which the material nature is dispersed. Parimanam chakalasya kalpalakshana vigraham yata paratad vyakyasyai padman kalpam atho srinu. O king, I shall in due course explain the measurement of time in its gross and subtle features, with the specific symptoms of each. But for the present, let me explain unto you the Padmakalpa. Saunaka Uvacha Yadahanu Bhavan Sutta Shata Bhagavatatmaha Chakara Tirtani Bhuvas Tyaktva Bandhun Sudastiyajan. Sunika Rishi, after hearing all about the creation, inquired about Sutta Goswami about Vidura. Inquired from Sutta Goswami about Vidura, for Sutta Goswami had previously informed him how Vidura left home, leaving aside all his relatives who were very difficult to leave. Shatu Kausharaveshtasya Samvado Diyatma Samshritaha Yadvasa Bhagavam Stamai Prastashtam Uvachaha Bruhinastadidam Saumya Vidurasya Vishishtitam Bandhu Tyagadmita Nimittam cha yataiva gata van punaha. So Nikarishi said. So, how do I get it? Okay. Saunika Rishi said, let me know, please, what topics were discussed between Vidura and Maitreya. Who talked on transcendental subjects, and what was inquired by Vidura and replied by Maitreya? Also, please let me know the reason for Vidura's giving up the connection of his family members and why he again came home. Please let us know the activities of Vidura while he was in the places of pilgrimage. Sutta Uvacha Rajna Parikshita Prishto Yadavokan Mahamuni Tadvo Bidhyasye Shrinuta Rajna Prasnanusarataha. Sri Sutta Goswami explained, I shall now explain to you the very subjects explained by the great sage in answer to King Parikshit's inquiries. Please hear them attentively. Hare Krishna. Here endeth the Srimad Bhagavatam verse of the
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Very beautifully recited, all Matajis. Thank you so much. Okay, so with that one, 10th chapter of second canto is completed. Okay, so we shall enter into third canto from tomorrow onwards. So, thank you so much, Mataji. So I need to take a leave from all of you. So
Haribol, yeah,
maybe
that's
I
fine.
see you tomorrow.
Hare
And we would
Oh, I must say there's Harinam in Watford if anybody want to enter. Meena and Usha.
Okay, Mataji, thank you for telling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna
Haribol.
consciousness.
Have a wonderful Krishna conscious day, everybody.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Vanchakalpatarvyaश्च
Vasinduve Vachapatitana Pavaneva Vaishnaveyo Namo Namaha Anantakoti Vaishnavinda Ki
Srila
Jai.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Do you all want to chant still or you want to go?
I'm leaving, Mataji. So
Yes,
Okay.
but I just
Okay.
wondered if Meena